All right, shalom, shalom. We are the real Hebrew Israelites coming day in and day out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, which is America. First off and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, a great millstone, and salutations to the elect, wherever you may be. And hopping straight into it, Thanksgiving and everything. Just ask Chat GPT, I'm just looking up some shit, and then I'm gonna hit the scriptures. But how many Native Americans were slaughtered? All right, the exact number of Native Americans who were killed during the centuries of European colonization in the Americas is a difficult to determine, but it's widely acknowledged that millions of indigenous people died due to violence, disease, and displacement. Okay, first word being violence. Now, who's the indigenous people of the Americas? The Northern Kingdom. All right, what's the Americas? North and South America, and the West Indies, the islands. All right, you got to consider all that. Okay. Key points: population decline. Before Europeans' contact, the indigenous population of the Americas was estimated to be between 50 to 100 million people, right? And that's not hard to believe because we know what? Jacob is what? Like the sands of the sea. By the early 20th century, all right? So the early 1900s, right? Is that early 1900s? No. Whatever. It says this number had fallen to fewer than 10 million, with some estimates suggesting an even sharper decline. Causes of death: disease. Now, all of this was at the hand of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, the fact that Jake, went into captivity in totality, the Southern Kingdom, and the Northern Kingdom. All right, the transatlantic slave trade. Joel, is that Joel the third? No, Joel the second chapter. Okay. It says smallpox, measles was the leading cause of death, accounting for the majority of the native population losses. Some estimates suggest that up to 90% of indigenous deaths were due to disease. All right, that disease is Esau. All right, whether it was by the tip of the sword, displacement, or the diseases that his unclean ass brought. All right, and best believe, if you know you're affected with smallpox or measles, all right, and you give blankets and you purposely infect the Native Americans, that's called what? Biological warfare. Okay. Or poison in the water, or putting feces on the produce and shit like that, to contaminate food. All right. It says violence in warfare, systematic massacres, wars, and forced removals caused significant casualties. Events like the Trail of Tears, Wounded Knee Massacre, and other conflicts decimated communities. Forced labor and starvation, enslavement, and displacement led to additional loss of life. All right. Genocidal acts. Some scholars considered that colonization processed a form of genocide due to intentional policies aimed at eradicating native cultures and populations. This include mass killings, culture erasure, my bad, and policies such as the Indian Removal Act of 1830. Notable examples: California genocide, all right, Trail of Tears, all right, thousands of Cherokee and other tribes died from forced relocation. California genocide set up to almost 150,000 or fewer than 30. Fell from 150,000 to 30,000 due to killings and displacements during the gold rush. Hey, Louisiana, like I say, go look at the Louisiana Purchase. Almost the same time period. Alamo and all that. Hey, if you look up a thing called like Baja California, these parts, some of these parts used to be part of Mexico. You had indigenous all up and through down here. And what happened? All right, Esau happened, man. Events like Sand Creek Massacre and Wounded Knee, 1890, involved killings of hundreds of men, women, and children. Now, what did the scripture say? That he would not have pity. All right? Their losses are part of a broader history of colonialism that continues to impact the indigenous communities to this day. So if it's still impacting that community from what they did 1800, hey, let's go back to the 1400s. The same thing is going on with the Southern tribe. All the policies and shit they set up for the Southern tribe, man. All right? Which proves that this place is Babylon the Great and the place that they're oppressed together. All right? And then when you get into this, Esau has to pay for this violence, man. All right? And we all know where Thanksgiving come from and all that. And shit like, and I ain't talking about, because, growing up before we knew the truth, we looked at all time spent with family and all this shit. But when you get to the nitty gritty of it, man, they slaughtered the Northern Kingdom. All right? Slaughtered them. Where's the thanks? All right? This was a prophet. Hey, like it says, Gad should be overcome by a troop. At the end, he should overcome, right? Now, mainly, that goes into the North American Indian. But, guess what? For the most part, the Northern Kingdom got fucked over. All right? Because South America, guess what? They did the same thing. All right, look what happened with all those white countries came over there, the Brazil and all that, Spain and Britain, all that, man. So the effects still go on to this day. But guess what? All the blood, man, the only way this land could be cleansed is by the blood of him that sheddeth it. Does not the scriptures talk about thou shalt not remove the landmark? Now, we just read about the displacement, the trail of tears. But nobody wants to hold this man accountable. No, America is guilty. This Edomite, the so-called white man, is fucking guilty, man, of murder, rape, and robbery. The devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. His desire is like hell. He cannot be satisfied. Amos 1:11. Thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof. Because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. Okay? Obadiah 1:10. For the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Okay? So, this man got to be stopped, man. Ezekiel 35:5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, thou hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. And as the scriptures say, from the blood of righteous Abel all the way to the altar, even unto now, you have to fucking pay for it, man. All the enemies of Israel, but especially Esau, Edom. You touch the apple of the Lord's eye. Talking about thanks fucking giving, man. This man boasts about taking you niggas down, and you guys are so used to it. You're so Americanized. You're so caught up in the world. You don't understand that you're still a fucking slave. Yesterday, man, you just going like a fucking rat, man. This man done did everything to you, man. And you niggas rolling over and forgetting, and man, fuck that shit, man. Therefore, as I live, and Yahweh's alive, man. Put that on himself. I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. And I will make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out and him that returneth. Because what? This place is going to be a fucking desert. Nor son, nor nephew. Hey, ain't nobody going to be over here, man. Ezekiel 25:14. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hands of my people Israel. And that's both kingdoms. Northern kingdom and southern kingdom coming back together to make one kingdom. The kingdom of Israel, starting with the elect men who are the prophets. Okay? And they should do unto Edom according to my anger, according to my fury. All right? So we're going to have the anger of the Lord upon us to commit this vengeance of judgment upon you. All right? And they shall know my vengeance, saith Yahweh thy power. All right? So all that bloodshed, Esau, and I ain't talking about the other nations. I'm talking about specifically the nation of Israel, what you did to us, man. You have to fucking pay for it. Manifest destiny, right? There's a part 2, nigga. That, shalom.